Okay, what we're going to try to do this time is DAC, digital to analog conversion. And I've got a file here. I think it's number 10. Remember to go down to the raw. It's just easier to copy. And I'm going to get this running while I talk about it. So let's just check. We're on no. COM13 is the serial port. COM15, see, let's switch me over to the other cam. Sorry, it's a bit zoomed in. But breathing green, DFU mode, right there. It's breathing green. It's really fast with 1.3.0 version. So we are going to send that to it. Let's talk about this a little bit. So digital analog conversion, your output is going to be on that pin, which is AO. It's set at AO as the DAC pin, is going to be some value between 0 and 3.3 volts. Wow, that was fast. Probably because I've done it before. So let's just see what's happening. Now notice now it's switched to COM15. That's really handy to check down there. So I can go right to the serial port. It actually prints pretty quick. Let's clear that. And ooh, what happened? Perhaps I didn't switch to, oh yeah, COM13 is the serial port, not COM15. That's the DFU port. So there we go. I'm going to turn off auto scroll so we can kind of see what's going on. What this is doing is setting pin AO to 0, between 0 and 1024 probably. And then it's reading on A6, it's reading 6, which is pretty close to 0. And then digital pin 6 is at 0. So let's have a look at the board. I've got 2 pins right there connected. I've got a pin from here over to D6. And I've got the red one there from AO to A6. Sorry, this is zoomed in a little bit too much. Let's have a quick look at pin out, and you can just Google pin out. So we've got one pin from 3v3 to A reference. That's super important for this. And then AO is going to A6, and AO's also going to D6. So this is the digital one. This one is the analog read. Interesting on the Portenta, the analog, these don't do analog write. The digital pins can do PWM. So just be aware of that. These are sensors. So the code here, we already saw the output. The DAC pin is the AO pin. It should actually say that. This is just random stuff, and this is setting it to probably 1024 as your maximum. That's just setting pin 6. We don't have to actually set A6 to be input. So here it's setting my DAC to 0. Here it's setting to 800. Here it's setting to some random number between 0 and 1024. And it's calling that random number. Then it's printing the lines. Then it's waiting a second. Probably should set that to 3 or 4 seconds. Here's the my DAC procedure. It's taking your integer. It's setting my DAC to that integer. It's printing it out, and it's printing how much it was set. That is the serial monitor. That's that first line right there. Then it's printing the A on pin 6, and then it's printing with the amount, and then it's printing D6 and reading the amount. So you send to DAC these 3 things, first 0, then 800, then some random number. So the random number one is kind of interesting to watch. And let's go through this. At 944, digital is 1. That's 943, so that's reasonably accurate. Let's look at some 764, digital was a 1. Digital can only be 0 and 1. What I'm really interested, 378, oh, digital's still 0. But 427, digital is now 1. So it's switching somewhere between 300 and 400, okay? Now, things are pretty linear up to 800. But then let's see if we can find some random ones that are reasonably high. I thought I saw one back there a little bit. Come on. Maybe if I hit these. There we go. Let's do it like this. There's 926. Woo, that's right on. I'm looking for 1,000, but just not seeing any up that high. 930. So basically saying it's not bad. I'm just not randomly. There's 901, was right on 901. I'd really like to see 1,000. Let's go through this. Randomly, 1,000 should show up. So much for random numbers helping out right here. 963. Let's put it on auto scroll and see if we get anything. See, these are pretty good. Now, I don't know what voltage is actually happening there. Just getting the software working was hard. There, 1022. And it read 958. So it drops off quite a bit right at that last 100 or so. It's good to know. And be interesting to see if, from a voltage point of view, whether you actually get to 3.3 volts or whether you max out at 3 volts. Anyway, we're done.